Last time on Meanwhile, back on the ranch, our incubated chickens started making compost tea. Would you look at that? In this episode, Tom Pelletier shows us how and why we reuse some clean waste from our foundation repair job sites here on our ranch in Acton, California.
This is the majority of everything that is in our, quote, debris stream from the foundation works when we're working on someone's house. The main thing over there is dirt and concrete. That's clean dirt, mostly virgin soil from underneath the house, and a bunch of chunks of what's left of someone's foundation. All of that can go back in the earth safely. It doesn't cause any harm. There's nothing weird in there. But here's the stuff that you might not have thought belonged in the ground, but actually it's perfectly fine. Everything here is biological material. So, for example, here's a pallet. A lot of times pallets show up on our job sites with materials. This is wood and nails. This could literally be put in the ground and it would eventually go right back to earth, including the nails. The same is true of cardboard, which came from a tree. Cardboard. Here it looks like, I'm guessing, if I had to be forensic about it, it looks like one of my crews probably went to Tommy's and got chili tamales, but that's paper, so it can go back to earth. Instructions from something on the job site, paper, goes back to earth. The box it's in goes back to earth. A piece of someone's brick foundation, back to earth. Old school, old growth redwood, no longer needed, goes back to earth with nails in it. Right? Even the tumbleweeds out here in Acton, which you would think, oh, those are useless. They're actually not. We feed these into a chipper. You reduce them down, the wind takes it wherever it takes it, and even that goes back to earth. It's all soil in the making, just like tree branches are, just like your grass clippings from your front yard would be much better placed under one of your trees than in the trash bin. All of this can go back in the ground, including there's river rock foundation from someone's river rock foundation, a couple more chunks of someone's concrete. All of this, as you see over here, can go right back on the earth, be covered with clean soil, and literally become fertile, growable, food-bearing land. So this is a long play for nature to sit here. That's probably a cow right there. To sit here and wait until the water comes. But when it does, the inevitable happens. This all becomes soil and we end up with food-bearing trees. Like this is a pear tree here, which looks super happy here. The most recent loads that have come in. I don't have an address that it came from, but basically, you know, we've got someone's foundation or what was left of it. And then we've got this soil here, just looking at it first glance, it looks like it's got a fairly clay base to it. When you put the boulders in, it actually can create a stability, almost like the root system of a tree would do, because you don't just have soil that can run off, you have chunks that can't and really don't move. This is actually now sloped for water capture. So water comes into here, penetrates in, because the area beyond it will be, including this mound, will be growing food. So right now we're hydrating the soil while we're putting in all the clean fill and then topping it with material that we can actually literally grow in. Something like this, which came off of somebody's house. This is a beautiful old piece of wood. If I had to guess, just by looking at the grain, the square nail heads, this is literally probably over 100 years old. They don't even make those nails anymore. It so happens that we keep wood like this out here because we're building some stuff that we want to look antiquated, and there's no way to do this to a piece of wood other than wait 100 years. So a lot of this came out of someone's house. It could go in the ground. We're actually building a pile of that. So when we go to build something, quote, old, we have old lumber to actually authenticate it with. We're going for 90% of our debris going back into the land. This is stuff that's a no-no. This is pressure treated lumber where you see what looks like a bunch of staples in it. That's injected with toxins that are meant to slow down or stop termites and prevent wood rot. These do not go in the ground out here in Acton. They unfortunately go to the dump, just like a piece of 5-ply struck one structural plywood with glue resins doesn't go in the ground. All these bumps here were formed using this exact device. Their main purpose is to catch, capture, and sink water into the ground where it would not have otherwise.